represent influences on the sound. You know, where you're going to start making that sound, or where you're going to stop making that sound, or both. Sometimes you'll have a consonant on both sides of the sound, both before and after. So the way that we usually do this when we're starting the lesson is so I'm trying to move faster with this since we've already presented it before, but also bring you up to date as to what we have presented before. Consonants, the word itself tells you, con means with. In the English language, con means with. Sonat comes from the word sonar, which means sound. All right? Sonar means sound, like voice to the bottom of the sea, the sound system. All right? So what does the word consonant mean? With sound. That's all it means, with sound. So you can learn the sounds in the language very quickly. It doesn't take anybody long to learn 10 sounds, right? When I say to learn the sound, I mean learn what represents the sound. Learn to recognize what represents the sound. So then thereafter, the big part is learning the influences to those 10 sounds. All right, influence. We can say those 10 sounds by themselves. It's not on. Oh. You hit a button. Oh, I did hit a button. Well, it's still red. Am I good? No? Okay. Okay. So consonant. So when we say consonants, and that's the majority of the lettering in the language. You only have 3 vowel letters, and that's those first 3 that we have over there on the right. Everybody remembering that Arabic is read from right to left. You only have 3 vowel letters, and the rest of the letters are consonants. 28 letters in the Arabic alphabet, and 3 of them are vowels, and 2 of them also function as consonants when you put a vowel sign on them. So we only have 25 full-time consonants and 27 or 2 part-time consonants. All right, and that's this letter. These 2 letters here, the ya and the waw. They both serve as vowels and consonants. All right. So now, our big task then is to first learn how these sounds are influenced. You don't have any problem learning these sounds. The only problem you have is learning to recognize the marks that represent the sounds. You are born equipped with these sounds. The babies make these sounds when they come, yeah, you. All right. But then we're talking about the marks, okay? So we're going to ask you not to consider trying to write English letters for the Arabic sounds, because that would then constitute a violation of your commitment to learn Arabic. You say you want to learn Arabic, but you want to say that I have to have some English letters, then you're conflicting your own statement that you want to learn Arabic. Now you're saying that the Arabic alphabet is no good. So don't try to use it. Even if you don't get it all today, so I'll get it when I come back next time. But don't handicap yourself, cripple yourself by trying to make English letters for Arabic sounds. The main reason why is what I just told you, but also you're going to run into a conflict because some of these Arabic letters do not have an English equivalent. You just don't have it. And that's the reason why we have the problems that we have today with people trying to read Arabic from let's call transliteration. All right, let us move on now. So this, by the way, this first line up here is also a syllable type. It's a type of a syllable. So what's a type of a syllable? Well, what is a syllable? A syllable is the smallest pronounceable part of a word. Every word has at least 1 syllable. What constitutes a syllable is that it must have a vowel sound. It may have a consonant sound, but it must have a vowel sound. When I say vowel sound, it must have a vowel letter in it. It may have a consonant letter. So I call that syllable type 1. This is syllable type 1 on the board. There are no more syllable type 1s. Now, you're not going to read that in anybody's book. So you just have to trust me for that, all right? There are no more syllable type 1s. This is all, there's just 10 of them, the 10 sounds, meaning with no influence to them. Then syllable type 2 is where we're going to pronounce the vowels from a consonant position. Take a consonant and use your speech faculties to take a position, and then from that position, we make the vowel sound. All right? So let's use any letter. Let's just use the first consonant letter, since that's what we've done before. And the first consonant letter in Arabic looks like this. All right? That letter is made something like the mouth, isn't it? Like the happy face mouth. And then you got a little dot underneath it. By the way, dots are not optional when you, in Arabic. You must, if it's a dot on the letter, you must put it in the right place. You can't say, I'd rather have the dot at the top. You change and put it at the top, you make another letter, okay? Sometimes if you ignore a dot, you may be saying something very, very serious that you don't want to be saying, all right? For instance, let me just digress for a minute. This letter here, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, excuse me, Ar-Rahim. That's an attribute of Allah, that's the name of Allah. We can take this same word. Now I'm just going to write all in black just to save time. And if I put a dot under this here, then it's going to become not an attribute of Allah, but an attribute of Shaitan. All right? So if you're saying, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, and you're writing that and you forget to put a dot, and now you're saying that Shaitan has the attribute of Allah, just with one dot missing, okay? So you definitely don't, I'm trying to impress upon you, don't think that the dots are optional. We don't have to spend a lot of time on that right now, but just so you understand that everything in that word is exactly the same as Rahim, except one dot, all right? All right, now, so syllable type 1 is on the board, and we're going to show you some syllable type 2. So let's write this same letter all the way across the board. How many times we need to write it across the board? And by the way, if you have any questions, you can interrupt me at any time. I don't consider an interruption. I consider it a contribution. Okay? So if you have any questions at any time, you can just ask them right. And I mean, if I see your hand, if I don't see you right away, keep it up. Then I'll see you. Okay? I didn't make the first 3 right, so I'm correcting myself over here on the end. All right. Now, I got to take the end off of these. I got to put the dot on it, but I put the dot over here and take the end off of them because I'm going to connect them to the vowel letter. Okay? That's all I'm doing. And that's what this letter looks like when it's got a connection. When you're connecting it to the next letter, the dot is at the beginning of it, and you take the last curve off. Okay? So now we got bad. Let's do this. Let's do the sound with red so that you can see what's what. Okay. So we're going to say from this position, putting the lips together, and that little dot down there represents tightening it up. Bad, bad. All right. So we say bad, and then we say, excuse me. Need my eraser on. That's what it's for. Okay. And then we're going to say, from that same position, we're going to say E, but we say B and boo. All right? See the position? The black part represents the position that we're going to say those vowels from. So that position is the same here. And all 3 of those sound A, E, oo, and we take that position, we get ba, be, boo. Any questions on that? All right. Now, the short sound, we don't have to have, as a matter of fact, not only don't have to have, you never connect the short vowel sounds with anything else. They don't connect to anything. So, we would put it up here, it would be back, We'll put it down here, be B. Same mark, but different location. Above is at, below is E. And that's why we put on a little hamza up here. That's the purpose of this little black mark here. It's called a hamza. And the hamza simply lets us know that it's above and not below. But if I didn't want to put it on a letter up here, because I wanted it to be the pure sound as opposed to being influenced like it is here. Ba, B, and then boom. All right. Now, we have the last four is where we're going to make the connection. So we get back. We got to change. What the diphthongs are is mixing the short vowel sounds with a different long vowel sound to get a new sound. It must be with a different long vowel. Over here we mix it with the long vowel. We mix it with the long, it's still going to be the same. Okay? So we're going to mix one short vowel with a different long vowel. So we take the A and mix it with E, we get A. And so now that becomes Bay. Bay. This is a good time to also show you how we were mistaught, because we were taught that A in English is a vowel, right?
Yes.
But A is not a vowel. A is a diphthong. A. A. You hear that? A. Did you say that fast enough? Yes, ma'am.
Repeat that.
A is not a vowel. It's a diphthong. Diphthong means we're mixing
You mean
two.
in Arabic only?
No, this is true for English, and I used to be an English teacher, but I taught the wrong thing myself. But once I started studying Arabic, then I'm able to go back and see the error, and I'll demonstrate it for you.
Oh, no, sir, you just said that A is not.
I'm saying that even in English,
Yes, sir.
we were taught wrong, and I taught students wrong. I taught them that A was a vowel. And I'm going to demonstrate it to you right now to show you that A is not a vowel, and they used to remember that. But they forgot.
Yeah.
And then Allah let one who's a descendant of slaves come along and see the error. I'm going to demonstrate and show it to you, all right? You can get a dictionary today, any dictionary. I haven't written a dictionary. Any dictionary, if they have their letters in what we call uppercase, down the entry, you know the word entry, uppercase, you'll see just what I'm getting ready to show you. If it's lowercase, it'll be a little different, but you'll still see it. We have this word here.
Into technology. Upper and lowercase is computer, isn't it?
No, it's just what means capital letters, small letters. That's all I mean by capital letters and small letters. But some dictionaries don't have their entries in large letter, capital letter. You look up the word. What do we call this word? Caesar.
Caesar.
But you ask a Hispanic what it is, and he'll tell you.
Caesar.
Caesar.
Right.
A. See, and it's made different from this.
Right.
You see what? This is made different from this. So this is the A and this is the A. Caesar. That's the A, but A. Here. That's just an example to show you. They used to know the difference. And why is that important for us to know? Because, we can forget stuff about our history if we don't keep it up.
So pronunciation is very important.
It's very important. Very important. Very important. Because you actually, and when you learn these details like this, it will do something to your thinking. That's also, I didn't mention that earlier, but that's also the purpose for the Quran being in Arabic. Reading the Quran in Arabic. You will learn to think like the Quran. It's called Quranic thinking, meaning that you will look for the fossil, you'll look for the details, you will look for the connections. You want to, and it won't be, let me see. No, it will just be natural. It'll just stand out.
Right.
Just stand out, but you will see. This comes from this, and now it's more meaningful. A brother asked me today. He asked me Friday, but I didn't get a chance to answer. He asked me today about the term. That is translated in the Quran as punishment. One of the terms that's translated as punishment. This one is the greatest punishment. It's called